Another month down means another month of new releases to talk about. So I deleted my other footage. So this is the second time I've had to start this video and also do my review for the first film that I watched in the month of September. I've only watched 2 new releases this month, so it's a smaller month, and let's just get into it. The first movie I want to talk about is the sequel to Train to Busan, Peninsula. Is this movie a sequel? Yes. Is it a direct sequel? No, absolutely not. It is a different story set within this universe with zombies and all of this chaos happening in South Korea. This movie centers around a group of survivors. They are hired by their boss to go back into South Korea, find this truck that has a lot of money inside of it, retrieve this truck and bring it back to him, and they will be paid handsomely. Obviously, that mission is not so cut and dry as they thought it would be, as a lot of chaos ensues and they really have to fight off this entire zombie horde, and they meet some other characters along the way, some good and some very, very bad. I like this movie because it feels like a very man versus monster world. It almost has that same slogan of The Walking Dead, the very famous slogan of the people living are more dangerous than those that are dead. And this movie does a really good job of showing that. There is a group of army soldiers who are terrible people. This is a movie that has a lot to say. That's not just about, oh, it's a lot of zombies killing people. There's a lot of gore and gruesome, horrific things happening. It's more than that. This movie actually has a message behind it. I don't want to give anything away, and I want you guys to go in with an authentic experience. The problem I have with this movie is the CGI looks really bad in certain moments. It looks like a video game. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from the film in terms of narrative because I actually think that this movie works on an emotional level. It's not nearly as emotional and the relationships aren't nearly as deep as what we saw in Train to Busan, but yet it has a very touching start to this film, and that kind of seeps into where the movie ends up going in the future in terms of one specific relationship. But the CGI is really awful. It's weird to me because the Train to Busan film had great CGI. I don't know if they were just rushed or if it just was not finished, but it looked more like something out of a Resident Evil video game than something within this Train to Busan world, and that's very unfortunate. Overall, though, this is a fun movie. I think it's a movie that you can really go in, have a great time with, enjoy it, and really love what this movie brings to the new lore of the Train to Busan franchise. I give this movie a 8 out of 10. Let me know down below in the comment section your guys' thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not? The last movie I want to talk about, Enola Holmes. This movie dropped on Netflix just about a week ago, and it stars Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. This film centers around a young girl by the name of Enola Holmes. She is the sister to the famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. Her mother goes missing, and she is set on a mission to try to figure out what happened to her mother, and along the way, she encounters misadventures and twists and turns. This movie is kind of more of a family-friendly, watered-down version of Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, Enola is at the forefront of this film, and Millie Bobby Brown, I will say this, she gives a very good performance in this film. I haven't really found anything other than Stranger Things that I've really liked Millie in, but I thought she was really good in this film. She's very convincing in this role, and I could really see her maybe coming back to play this character again, maybe in some type of sequel or some type of future installment. Henry Cavill is also a very good Sherlock Holmes, and the thing is, he takes the character very differently. He's not over the top, he's very much more to himself, and it's a big contrast to what Robert Downey Jr. gave in his performance of Sherlock Holmes. They're two completely different characters. I found the film, though, to be a bit rinse, wash, repeat. It feels like a movie I've seen before, and I don't want to say that, I don't really want to try to go ahead and compare it to the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movies, but I think those movies have a lot more substance, they have a lot more grit, and they kind of leave you to be more invested. This movie kind of drags a bit in the middle, and it doesn't really ever find its footing. And it's a very simplistic approach to a detective story. They don't want to show too much. There's some reveals that are very interesting. I actually kind of thought that the whodunit aspect actually worked really well in this film, but at the same time, it doesn't really lend itself any credibility to kind of separate itself from other Sherlock Holmes works that we've seen in other works of art, including not only just the movies, but also books. I just found this film to just be okay. And that's not necessarily a bad thing to say about this film. It's just kind of where I'm sitting at. It's in the middle. It's like, you know, I'm not ever going to watch it again, but I'm also kind of happy that I did watch it and took the time to be able to explore this world, see a little bit of a different type of background, a different type of setting for the character of Sherlock Holmes, and give him something that's truly different. Give him a sister character that he has to kind of look up to in a way, because she has a very bright mind. I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. It's a film that I think is good for families. If you really want to watch a movie that's a more detective film, that doesn't necessarily have all the action and the thrills of what Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes movies offer, then this is probably a good watered down version for you and your family. And if you really want to see what Millie Bobby Brown can do outside of Stranger Things, this is a very good starring vehicle for her. Anyway, guys, what do you think of Enola Holmes? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. That is my video for the month of September. I only watched 2 new films this month. There's a lot that I need to catch up with. There's a lot of films that I missed, like I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Babysitter, Killer Queen, and many more, but I haven't gotten around to watching those films. I've been very bad because I'm trying to do videos that allow me to explore other creative projects that I'm working on for this channel. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down below in the comment section. Hit that like button. Also, consider hitting the subscribe button and being a part of this community. It's a great community that continues to grow each and every day. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.